All right, welcome. In this video, I'm going to show you how to create this ornament here. So here's the file that I'm providing for you. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be taking 20 photographs and we're going to be filling them in the different spaces, ultimately creating this ornament here. Now it's your call whether you want to have the ribbon in there so that it can hang, or that doesn't have to be in there if you just want it to be kind of a sphere. This is an example. So I've gone ahead and designed this and I've cut it out and I've glued it. This is going to be the step. It comes in two pieces, and then the next step for me to do here is to glue them together. And so that'll be a little bit of work, but here's kind of an example of one in progress. So let's get right into it here. I've got my file here, and you can go ahead and get this from my website. Now, if you look here, you'll see there's a bunch of smiley faces. And the reason that I put those in there is because once you start designing this thing, the orientation is going to get a little confusing. And you're not going to know. It's very easy to put a picture in the wrong way. So that's why the smiley faces are there. Now, it's important that as you're building this, you remove those smiley faces. If you turn in your project with the smiley faces, I'm going to print them, and they will be on there. So you get one shot at getting it printed and getting it right. Please make sure to verify that. And I think that covers, let's just get right into it. You can use, you can use pictures from class. You can also use photographs that are from your camera roll. So if you want to send photographs that you've taken on your phone, you can do that as well. And I've already gone ahead and done that. So, another thing too, as you start designing this, you might have to turn your head to see to work on the right orientation. An easier way to do that is if you go image rotate 90 degrees counterclockwise. And then I'm just going to go ahead and start working on these two. If you hold space bar, you can move the image around, makes it a little bit easier. So I would suggest going File, Place Embedded. I would bring your images in using this as opposed to open and then drag them in there. Now, you can see this is a pretty high-res file. I would recommend using high-res files. If your picture is coming into this very small, if you've sent it to yourself from an email and you used the small feature, I would go back and get the original size. So it's come in here. I'm going to go ahead and just press enter, and I want to be able to see what's going on. I want to make my picture like I'm going to lower the opacity. If I'm on the move tool, I can just press the numbers up here on my keyboard. I'm going to press 5, and that took me to 50% opacity. So now I can see what's going on here. So I'm going to position it a little closer, Control T, and I can go ahead and shrink this photograph down a little bit more. And now I know how it's placing in the in this triangle. So it's a little tricky. We're working with rectangular photographs and placing them in triangles. It makes it a little challenging. So I've got it where I want it. I'm going to go ahead and press enter to set it. I'm going to press 0, which takes me back to 100% opacity. And then a new tool that I'm going to introduce, I'm not sure if we've used it before, but the fourth tool down, if you hold down on it, we're going to go to the magic wand tool. So that's at the bottom there. Now check this out. If we go to the background layer and we activate that, and then we go, well, let me show you how this magic wand tool works. So if we go over here, it just kind of activates that selection of an area that you're in. Now I can go right here, and I've activated the layer that's beneath it. Now I'm going to go to this photograph. I'm going to activate that layer, and I'm going to add a layer mask. And there it is. Okay, so I've got my smiley face. Right now I'm on the mask. If I just go to my brush tool right here, and my foreground color is set to white, and then I can just brush it away. So there we go. So it's kind of a lot of steps, but you're going to repeat it quite often. And once you get it, it's fairly simple. Let's go ahead and do another one. File, Place Embedded, and let's get this picture. So it comes in pretty big. Now you can Control minus, you can zoom out, so you can grab the control features there and shrink your picture down, and then Control plus to zoom back in. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and just press enter and push 5. Oh, so there we go. I wasn't on my move tool. When I'm on my move tool and I push 5, now I can see through. You could also just go and lower the opacity over here. Okay, I'm going to go Control T and reposition it, shrink it down a little bit. Okay. All right, I'm going to press Enter. I'm still on my Move tool, so I push 0. We go all the way up. Great. I'm going to go to my background layer. I'm going to use my magic wand. You can also push W on the keyboard, and that'll take you right to the magic wand. And then right here, so I've activated that selection. I'm going to go to the picture and hit the layer mask. Okay, so now I'm going to go to my brush, or I could just push B on my keyboard. So B, and my foreground color is set to white. So I can just, oh, that's interesting. What did I do? Something's off there. Okay, so this stuff happens. Okay, the opacity of my brush got lowered. Let's put this all the way up to 100. And there we go. Common things that occur. Now, one of the things that is a bit of an issue here is my photograph doesn't extend all the way. So when I go to print this, I'm going to have gray over here. Now, what I can do is go activate the picture. I'm going to go to my clone stamp tool. Let's see if it does let me. Okay. Now, if you can see, there's a little icon right here. This layer needs to be rasterized. And right now, I can't use my clone stamp. But if I go over here and I right click and I rasterize the layer, now I can do it. There's a lot of technical things to explain there that I'm not going to go into. Now, when using the clone stamp tool, if we hold Alt, I can sample from right here, and then I can just brush over here, and I'm going to fill in that space. So be mindful now. Maybe it's not the most perfect, but I'm going to go with it. So, all right, now I've got 2 done. Awesome. All right, let's go ahead and do another one here. So I'm going to hold the space bar, which allows me to move around. I'm going to fill in, let's see, I'm going to rotate this. Let's go Image, Rotate, and we're going to do 90 degrees clockwise, okay? I'm going to hold space bar again and reposition. Let's see. I'm going to show you a little trick. So now, again, we have a lot of pictures that are, we're working with triangles and we have rectangular photographs. File, place embedded. Oh, let's see what picture is going to work here. Let's try. Okay, let's try this one. All right, so, whoa. Okay, now again, these are big files. So if your images are coming in really small, be aware they're going to be low res. And you might think, oh, not a problem, but look close. And are they lacking detail? Are they looking fuzzy? Okay, so I'm using my move tool. I'm going to press 5. And I think that works. I think I like that. Okay, I'm going to go back to full 100%. So I'm going to go to my magic wand tool. I'm going to my background layer. So I'm going to click here. Now, if I hold Shift, I can add, now I've got 2 windows there. So I'm going to go back up here. I'm going to click on my layer mask, and there we go. So I'm going to go to my brush tool, and I'm going to brush away. Keyboard shortcuts are awesome. I would strongly encourage you to learn them. If you ever see me come over and work on your computer, I'm doing the keyboard shortcuts, and it saves you a lot of time. So now this one filled 2. Let's see. Here's a little trick. Now I've got but it presented some problems, didn't it? So let's see if I can solve this. Now remember, I wanted to be able to do some editing here. It's got that icon. I need to rasterize it. I'm going to right-click, rasterize, and let's see if this works. I'm going to go to my lasso tool right here, and I'm going to draw a selection here and extend it into the gray. And I'm also going to do another one. I'm going to hold Shift. We'll see if this works. Then I'm going to go Edit, Content Aware Fill. Okay, all right. I don't know why this was working, then it's not working. Let's go over another option you could do. Let's hit Cancel there. So this is another thing you could do. Let's go and make a new layer and add it below this picture. And let's go back to my background layer. I'm going to press my magic wand. I'm going to click here and here and go to this layer. So we could just add like a gradient. So that's another option too. Okay, so now I've got a gradient. It's better than a gray background. I got my picture, and I'm happy with that. All right, so Your job now is to go ahead and repeat the process and keep filling it in. Let me show you the end result here. This is an end result. Make sure you put your name on it. I assume, most people, there will be a picture of them, but some people maybe not. Maybe you've used a bunch of old pictures of or younger pictures of you and family or whatnot. Make sure you put your name on there, because I will be printing these out and handing them to you. You're going to be cutting them out. You're going to be gluing them. Oh, you're going to be folding them. Each one of these lines, these black lines, has to get folded. So your folding job is, it's going to take some time. So this project is going to take a couple days, but it's pretty cool. You've got something you can take with you. And all right, I look forward to seeing what you guys come up with. I think I've covered most things. If you have any questions, just let me know. All right.